Yo, what is going on, everybody? Pretty much, me and my group, Brother the Bride, we came across this video on YouTube, pretty much with us before I even get into it. Traveled outside of the U.S. Me personally, Mexico, and other brothers on the panel have been to the Dominican Republic and etc. But this whole topic is black men visiting the Dominican Republic is played out. This is a response video, so we're going to give you our opinion. We're not going to be, going ham on the dude. We're not going to be, talking negative about it or whatnot. Just giving some open discussion about it. So let me introduce y'all to the panel. James, you want to start off?
Hey, what's going on? I'm James. I'm a programmer, but I also travel the world, Dominican Republic, Mexico, and I'm planning on going a couple other places. But I live primarily in the Dominican Republic.
Cool. And Brother E?
Yo, my name is E. Just like James, I do software development and stationed in the U.S., but I do a lot of traveling also. So.
And Brother Alvin?
I'm Reggie from California, residing in the DR. By the way, Santo Domingo. Traveling is my first country outside of being in Iraq. I served, 20 years in the military, and yeah, you just living life, you know what I'm saying, in this country. So
that's what's up. So pretty much everybody on the panel has been to the DR except me. I plan on going, So let's jump right into it. Let's dig right into it. So let me play a few clips. I'm gonna give my piece on it, and then the brothers on the panel are gonna give their piece on it. So let me start off with this.
You gets no pussy in the city, and that's why the fuck you go over there. I can respect the dude that goes to shout out to NBA City, man. I see you with the donation. Thank you very much, brother. You are a motherfucking saint. Thank you. I appreciate you very much. I appreciate you.
So let me just pause that right there. So he made a statement about this one brother going outside of the U.S. to buy pussy. How I feel about that? I feel like any dude with his own money has the right to do what the hell ever he wants to do and please with his money. He makes his own money. Fuck it, who gives a shit? Stop monitoring what that man is doing. That's how I'm very unbiased. Now, everyone has different intentions when they go outside of the U.S., but at this point, going outside to spend money or not spend money, to buy pussy or, go with some strippers and whatever, spend your money how you want to. Now, brothers, how do you feel about that? Go ahead.
Here's how I feel. And not attacking the brother, but I honestly feel like, how should I say this?
Just say it, raw and uncut.
Here, I'll be honest with it. He's coming with that, I'm tough, I'm from New York, I'm telling other guys, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo, I'm better than them because I'm not going to the DR. I don't have to buy pussy, that type. And it's like, it's 2018, cut that tough guy, fake alpha male bullshit. Guys really need to experience other countries. And a lot of guys I know, yes, they might come down because they hear about the girls, but a lot of guys actually get a culture shock and get involved with a lot of stuff outside of the women. And it ends up leading them to business ventures that they never would have done, or going to other countries that they never would have been to. I know a lot of guys that originally came down for the women, but now they're buying real estate. They've had the motivation to start their own businesses internationally. They've been able to network, find jobs. So the nature of man since the beginning of the time has been to chase women. And in chasing women, it actually makes a lot of men better because they understand that the resources that are needed to be with women a lot of the times are financial, but not also. It sometimes traveling makes you a better version of you because it opens your eyes and it allows you to see what's outside of your neighborhood. So if you're in New York talking about whoop de whoop de whoop, I'm the biggest asshole on my block, I would just tell him to shut his old ass up. I'm being real.
Now, brother E, you want to go ahead and chime in on that?
Yeah, the way I see it is that like he can have his opinion if you want to, that's cool. I don't really agree with it from a rational standpoint, because like let's say if you saying that, these dudes or that dude went overseas and bought pussy, like how much does it cost to go overseas? Like it's not cheap. It's not like a bunch of broke dudes doing that shit. You know what I mean? A plane ticket is like a couple $100. Let's say a plane ticket is like $600. You probably spent like $400-500 in the hotel. You ain't even getting the food and all that shit. And I'm already like $1,000 in. You could have bought pussy in your backyard. A lot of pussy. You know what I mean? So like for you to be saying that, oh, these dudes is doing all this shit just to get some pussy, doesn't necessarily seem rational because you could have done that shit right at home, That's just the way I feel about it.
Brother Alvin, chime in on that.
I really think that about this, I think it's really for me in this situation, far as the issues of what he said. Like the craziest thing he was said that, you need to really, you guys you have a pension, you have this, like you're trying to diss somebody who has a pension, and you never know. A lot of people can't afford living in United States, so they have a pension. They have money coming in. That little money that we think we have, a check that we have, we can just live overseas, comfortably. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to stress out. So it's like the guy really tripped out for real. He just was out of emotion. He didn't use logic. He didn't he didn't think about the goods and the bads. He just was attacking. Like attack instead of looking at it like, wait a minute, I think Jay, I don't know, like you said, you looked at the video, he said something pertaining that, he said something a little positive about it. Like there's not everybody, but still, you know what I'm saying? He shouldn't be attacking, oh yeah, black man does this. Okay. The black man he should have said the topic differently instead of attacking all black men. He should be saying a specific people, not just me, not just everybody who goes overseas. You downplaying everybody. That's not right.
True. Brother B, you want to chime in on that? Loving this. I don't know if you introduced yourself, but Brianna, that's what I see on the screen. I know that's your child's name or whatnot, but you want to go ahead and chime in on that? Okay, guess not. All right, let me go to the next part.
The next man, because that nigga getting pussy, not buying it. All right, not buying it. I don't give you love when you buying pussy. But any nigga that's getting pussy or they got the presence of a whole bunch of women around them, it ain't costing them a thing, I respect that. You don't respect it because you want to call a nigga simp, that's whack. We don't use that word, this is the East Coast. I respect too much of the Midwest and the West Coast to even bring that shit over here. So y'all keep your words wherever it's coming from. I'm good. Don't hit me with that. Right. The word coon, all that shit is corny. All that shit is whack. Like, call it what it is. If a nigga's a cornball, call him a fucking cornball. What the fuck is a coon? Y'all call every black man a coon. Michael Jordan.
Okay, so let me just pause right there. So he said he respects people who do the U.S. and buy pussy. So for all those that do decide to go out and have a good time and spend their money, on sexual activities, he don't respect. I think that shit ain't fair. That's pretty fucked up just because you're pretty much telling a guy, hey, look, however you decide to spend your money, I'm not going to respect you. You should spend your money like this, and then I'll respect you. To me, that's pretty fucked up. But if that's how he thinks, then he's entitled to his own opinion on how he thinks about certain situations. But it's not in my nature to judge a person based on how one wants to spend its money a certain way. Brother James, you want to chime in on that?
Look, I don't think we should be on guys about how they want to spend their money. You know what I mean? Unless you're making the community look bad about how you spend your money. Here's an example. The one brother that went to a store in New York and they were acting racist towards them. And he's like, oh, I'm going to show you guys I got money. I'm the man. I'm going to drop $50,000. I don't even remember the rapper's name. Does anybody remember his name?
I think that was Tory Lanez.
Yeah. I don't know, but that's stupid. When people disrespect you, especially in our culture, what do? We go right back and spend money with them. So that's a lot, that's more of a cornball than going to another country looking for women. Now, I will say this, if you get stuck in the trap of just shelling out money, then that's a problem. But we could always have an intervention for those type of brothers, because all you got to learn is how to actually find decent women that like you for you. But I understand a lot of brothers' plight of being successful and being inside the community and not being seen as a staple of the community, where the guys that are getting money the illegal way might be the most popular guys. So that's understandable. But we shouldn't really be worried about how other men are spending their money unless they make the community look bad.
Amen on that one. Brother E, you want to chime in on that?
Well, the way I see it is that I just find it kind of weird that, you worried about how another dude's getting his dick wet. That's kind of like, you telling this dude that you got to get your dick wet this way. You can't do it this way because I said so, because like you competing for your respect. Like, honestly, I don't think anybody's competing for anybody's respect, or I don't think anybody's trying to get love from anybody. I just think you do what you do. And another misconception is that, like, because this dude, went and got pussy one way, he's getting pussy the other way. Like, it's not just a one-track minded thing. You could come from the left or you could come from the right, so it's really whatever you want to do. But either way, it's like, I can't see myself really, having an hour and 30-minute rant about how another nigga's getting his nuts off. That's kind of, that's just not something that I really think about. So I can't really give the opinion on that, except just saying, that's just, how you feel.
Brother Alvin, you want to chime in on that?
I don't know. I'll skip on that on this. I'm just gonna listen.
Okay. I just want to add one more piece to this. And a lot of brothers might know this as well. Anyway, it's like this. Look, let me give you guys an example. If you go on a date, it all comes down to morals. So you go on this date, you're obligated to spend money. You got to take her to lunch or dinner. You want a romantic date. You buy her flowers. If y'all go to the movies. Overall, in general, men are obligated to come out of pocket. But at the end of the day, to keep it 100, men's intentions at the end of the day is to fuck. Is to fuck the shit out of that chick. Let's just call it what it is. So his expectations is that, okay, if I'm going to spend money, I'm expecting something back in return. Fuck that. It is what it is. So he has a 50% chance that he might get laid that night because the girl's thinking, oh, well, he's really nice. He's romantic, but I don't think I'm ready for that. To hit the home run all the way. I don't have sex the first night. So let me put you in that box. We got to wait 3 months. You got to give me some time. So either way, at the end of the day, you're spending money indirectly or directly. Indirectly is going on that first date and hoping that you're going to get laid that same night. But if you go directly, look, I'm just trying to fuck. I'm just trying to get my rocks off. This is what it is. You're coming out of pocket. At the end of the day, you're still spending money one way or the other. But the second option is that y'all both know what it is, and it's 100% reliable. I'm not campaigning anything, but that's just what it is. I'm calling it how it is. End of the day, you spending money. That's how I look at it. Now let me go to the next point on that.
Shit. Too many clown niggas is doing it. It's whack. I'm exploiting all y'all niggas. Y'all niggas is corny. And I'm tired of y'all fucking middle-aged fat niggas that's going out to the country and sitting here acting like y'all all of a sudden y'all getting pussy. Nigga, you wait until you 49 years old to get a ticket to DR to go the fuck out of here. You taking advantage of a third country. What's the point of moving to the Dominican Republic? Every Dominican I know ain't trying to go back to that motherfucker. Every single one. Every single Dominican person I know here in New York City, they will. Now,
hold on. I had to pause that. He's going in, but I do have to intervene on this. So I just want to say one thing, and this is outside the prostitution area. When he stated that all the Dominicans that came from the Dominican Republic into the U.S. do not whatsoever want to go back to the DR, I think that's some fucked up shit to say, because you're just making it seem like the DR is a piece of shit country. If that's the case, like, oh, fuck that shit, I never want to go back there because of this and that. That's one's personal experience. That's pretty fucked up, though. Go ahead, James.
That is so ignorant of him to say that. Here's why: because most Dominicans that I speak to, when they go to the United States, they go to get money so they can bring it back to the DR and buy their dream home and live out their older years in the DR. So they always want to come back. I said this in the last video. Dominicans love themselves. Dominicans love other Dominicans. And that's actually something that's missing in our community. Dominicans love Dominicans. I'll say that. They have a self-love about their people. So most Dominicans I know like going back to their country, visiting their family, eating their food, living the Dominican life, but they come to the United States to be able to get money to build their dreams back home.
And that's the way I see it.
Actually going to say the exact. I was going to say the exact same thing that James said. He took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, maybe he don't really know too many of these people, but like I know mad Dominicans in the U.S. and the idea is to come to America, get your money, and go back. Because it's much easier to get it here than it is over there. So to say the idea like niggas is just running away and they don't ever want to go back, that's bullshit. That's not true at all.
Exactly, and it's kind of a way of exploiting America, but who doesn't fucking exploit America? Like every other foreign fucking country comes out here to the United States and exploit it. What do? They know that there's a lot of the currency for one fucking quadruples a lot of currencies in different countries, but all they do is Western Union and MoneyGram that shit back to their fucking home country to build. That's how it is. And I'm here in Mexico. That's the same fucking hustle. All they do is they cross over to the US fucking and send money right back to Mexico. They don't plan to stay in the United States for eternity. And if they do, they're still shipping the majority of their money back home to their homeland. So it's like, why is it bad to exploit other countries? The Europeans did it before there was a United States of America. When the Native Americans were here, they exploited the fuck out of America or the United States. But they built on it and they made it great. So why can't others in different countries come up to the US and do the same? It's exploitation. Everyone has a history of doing it. So why not? But that's what I have to say on that.
I wouldn't even call it exploitation. I would just say that's just economics, because when an immigrant comes to the United States, and that just goes for like all immigrants, like you in Mexico, so you should probably know a lot about how the Mexicans, come to the United States and they have to go through the shit that they go through. A lot of them are doing jobs that a lot of Americans don't even want to do. So that's just like an even exchange because they're contributing to society for those jobs. Like they're playing their part in society for those jobs. Like a lot of Americans don't even play their part. They be, doing all types of other shit, and that's not, a legit job. So a lot of these people have legit jobs. They play their part, and they get their money, and they can do whatever they want with their money too. So, you know, I just feel like it's a fair exchange. If they want to send it back to their country, and we all know that money's going to get back in the U.S. anyway, because what they're going to do, they're going to buy U.S. products. They're not going to buy Dominican products. So that money going, it's the cycle. It's just coming back and forth.
Exactly. Now, another thing, let me just add one last piece to this comment.
You know, one thing.
Hold on, let me chime in on this. Yes, they are migrating into the U.S. and some of them want to live that American lifestyle. You know, they maybe don't want to go back to their home country because America sells the world a dream that it's wealthy, it's the coolest fucking culture / country on the planet. So it's like, why not try to embrace that dream while they're there? And it's kind of fucked up that a lot of the migrants from different countries end up losing a lot of their traditional culture and traditions, you know, when the longer they are in the United States. So when they go back home, motherfuckers be like, you're not the same. Like, I don't even know you no more. Like, who is this guy? Who is this chick? Like, you're not part of our society. Like, you know, you're not from our community. Like, you're an outsider. That's a lot that I fucking see. It is what it is. So let me finish up the next piece.
Visit, but they sure the fuck ain't moving back out there. So why the fuck would you want to move from the United States to DR and then make videos showing niggas like, yo, we out here, we chill. No, nigga, you're not chilling. Who the fuck does that? Who the fuck moves to a poor country to brag about video tape footages of your niggas getting pussy? Your niggas is whack. That's why black women have a hard time with motherfuckers, because that's some buster shit. Call it it is. Look at what a buster is. Not no coon, not no simp. When a nigga says that, I have.
No, hold on. I had to pause that. So,
can I interject?
Hold on, wait a minute. Let me speak on. So, something interesting he said the DR is a third world country. Me, I've never been to the DR, but the shit that I see in the media and you guys talk about, that shit is really nice. And that shit is up to par. And if it's so Americanized, I'm pretty sure a lot of American companies are out there. So I don't know how it'll seem like it's a third world country, but go ahead, James. I'm gonna let you go ahead and chime in first.
I'll say this. What exactly is third world? You know, that because we're putting American standards on third world countries. Dominican Republic has a lot of country. You know, it does have a lot of poverty, but at the same time, it does have major cities like Santiago and Santo Domingo, where you have malls, Burger King, McDonald's, you know, TGI Fridays and stuff like that. So you have a larger spectrum in the DR. In the US, you have uniformity, where, you know, most cities are fully developed, and some cities are high tech. In the DR, no. You have the major cities, and then outside of those cities, you have, you know, the outskirts where there might not necessarily be electricity, you know, all day long. You know, people are living off the land. But I would like to say this. If you go to the Campo, those are some of the happiest people in the world. I mean, DR is rated as one of the happiest countries in the world. So you have that trade-off, because in the United States, you have that 800-pound gorilla on your back saying that you need to keep up with the Joneses. I have to have the best shoes. I have to be the most fly. I have to do this. And you have a heart attack because you're so stressed out. Or you're on YouTube making videos.
Talking shit.
Making videos in the mystery machine. Or you're on YouTube making videos in the mystery.
Man, that was a getaway, Van. Stop playing. I'm playing. I'm just talking shit. I'm fucking around.
This guy's on YouTube making videos in the mystery machine talking about going to the this nigga's about to have a stroke. Come on. So I would rather be
looking out the windows and shit like he ducking the cops and shit. Like he about to throw somebody kids in the van, bro.
I honestly would rather be happy than in some broke down ass band talking shit about niggas that are traveling the world. So hey, choose one.
Now I know you're gonna see this as Nathaniel. Hey, we are just fucking speaking our mind. Just take it as constructive criticism because we are the example that brothers did go outside of the United States to expand our horizon and not be limited to see what else is out there in this fucking world. Take it as constructive criticism. So let me finish playing this piece.
I'm like, no, nigga, what the fuck does it mean? Because it sounded to me that you don't get no bitches. You get no bitches to call a nigga a simp. Fuck out of here. That shit is whack. I hate corny niggas. Y'all niggas doing all these videos. You ain't got no chicks in the fucking camera unless y'all paying them prostitutes. How do you take advantage of poor women in a poor country? Niggas ain't got no shoes to wear. You out here thinking you done it? Y'all ain't doing shit. I've been getting bitches all my fucking life. I ain't never had to go nobody and bring her back to the States, you lame ass nigga. Fuck out of here. I'll smack the shit out of your ass. You fucking corny ass nigga. You know what I'm talking about. You're out here making all these videos and your landscape ain't nothing but dead dogs and cats in the fucking background. Talking about you chilling. Nigga, I went to South Sewer in 2000, nigga. Fuck out of here. JetBlue wasn't even going down to South Sewer. Santiago, excuse me. What, you go to a club, you buy a prostitute for $40? Are you fucking serious? And you gonna sit there and tell me, like, yo, how to deal with women in DR? How to deal with women in DR? You go to DR, nigga, have a couple of dollars and you fucking go to a damn brothel. What's so big about that? Anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. I don't give a fuck if the nigga look like Horace.
Okay, let me pause on
Yeah,
that.
say something, please.
Yeah, I got to say
I
something.
know we all got a lot to say. Hold on. I know we all got a lot to say. Give me a second. Now,
I need to tell you.
Wait a minute. I know you got a shitload to say, but let me just speak my piece. I'm gonna try to make it real brief. Me living here in Mexico, and I'm gonna just compare, okay, where the prostitutes are at versus the more local, traditional women that really aren't around American influence areas. Me, I love the local fucking people. Like, people make it seem like, oh, area type people, they're fucking poor, and they're just fucking shitty. It's all about being in the air. That's where the shit is lit. That's where everything is happening. Everybody's different. A lot of people don't give a fuck about shit like that. Like, outside of the people actually want to explore and learn and try to adapt to some shit for their own personal reasons. So the actual local natives of that particular country and comparing all of the other girls that's been heavily influenced by Americans. Go ahead, James.
One thing I'd like to say is, did he say that the last time he was here was in 2000?
I believe
I think
so.
I think he said he's been doing it like since then. You know, I mean, I don't know if he's doing it now, but it sounded to me like I've been doing it since before JetBlue was doing whatever. So I'm confused about that shit too. Because you're gonna be talking all that hot shit and be like, nigga, I started this shit. I was the first one to do it. So what's all the hot shit for?
So anyway, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, and let's say that he's been coming here since 2000. So the country has developed a lot in the last 18 years. So you can't really compare it to 18 years ago. Second, if you go to the major cities, you've got women that are doctors, that are dentists, that are lawyers, that work in office buildings, that are bilingual, that have their own cars, they don't need your money, that have their own visas to get to the United States or whatever country. A lot of these girls go to Spain, go to France, go to the UK. You know, I know one woman, she runs a hotel and she also does a international travel business. You know, speaks English fluently and Spanish, and she can go to the United States anytime she wants to. So putting a broad spectrum, on, hey, all of these women are poor and everybody's walking around with, with their belly out. That is nothing like this country. I'm serious, because if you go to the major cities, I mean, these women are dressed extremely professional, extremely beautiful, always have their hair done, always have professional office clothes on, So, I mean, honestly, a lot of times they're more well dressed than, Americans. And I'm not just talking about the women, I'm talking about the men too. Like, living down here has actually made me step my game up, because I understand that these people take a lot of pride into their appearance. And these are very hardworking people. There's people that you can't buy that don't want your money because they already have their careers established. So if he's just talking about, prostitutes, I don't know what his problem is, because not everybody in the world is a prostitute. Now, if that's how if he's basing his experiences on that, then he needs to venture out more and speak Spanish and get out of the mystery machine.
Brother Alvin, you want to chip in or you want to pass?
To add on to James, I definitely agree about the country. Santo Domingo, yes, there are some parts that looks third world country, like where I live at, which is North Santo Domingo. It's mixed. Like I have my apartment complex. It looks like it's from it looks like you're in the States. Brand new apartment. May be a little bit older, but it looks like you got a 24-hour security. You know what I'm saying? But nice. I go outside, maybe walk a couple around blocks. They have these little shanty houses. Look like little third world. But another down the street or like a mile away, they have like regular houses. Another street, it just depends on what it is. It's mixed. But I would say Santo Domingo is more Americanized than what people think. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like where I go to, I mean, they have a Hooters, they got Outback, they got Krispy Kremes, they got all the American restaurants that we think of, the popular ones. I mean, KFC, McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell. I mean, that dude is being stupid. Not saying stupid, but he's tripping, man. He knows.
He's being ignorant.
So wait, can I say something?
Ignorant shit.
Can we just like distinguish exactly who he's talking about and why he's so mad? Because he's over here saying, you know who I'm talking about, and I don't know who he's talking about because he never said the nigga name. Like the whole rant for like an hour and a half.
I forgot his YouTube name. I came across his videos, but he has like a long ass YouTube name and I forgot. But I'll throw it up in the description for the audience where you guys listening and viewing this, so you guys can check out his videos too. I'll put up his channel and whatnot. But to me, he sounds like a cool ass dude. Like I'm gonna just make it real short on him. Pretty much, he's just giving tips for brothers that want to venture out and just see what the rest of the world is like and how to, stay safe and things to do out there. Just giving you guys a heads up and opening awareness. Keep those eyes open when you guys travel to the DR, to the Dominican Republic. That's how I see. That's how I analyzed and summarized his channel and his videos. That's how I looked at it.
Do you see a bunch of women dancing around the back of his videos? I think I know what you're talking about too, and I never seen no women hopping around the back of his video. I've never seen that.
I haven't seen that yet. So let me go to his next piece.
You come back home and you can't get no chicks in Atlanta. How the fuck you live in Atlanta? You can't get no pussy. You lame ass nigga. I've been doing this shit all my life. I ain't never had an issue with no pussy. I ain't have an issue before I knew what the fuck pussy was. Fuck out of here, you cornball. Your nonsense telling these black men what they need to do. Yo, we know this, fuck we don't. DR's played the fuck. They don't care about you. In most cases, their mama don't like you, their papa don't like you, their brother don't like you. You don't believe me? Come up to Washington Heights, nigga. I'll give you $1,000 fucking cash if you can meet a woman and fuck her the same night. And if you can do, you can know prostitution shit, you're gonna be spending like $2,000. So you go down there and spend 80. What's the point, you dumb fuck? You just paid between room and board and transportation. You done spent $1,000. That's pointless. You might as well take the $1,000 and fuck somebody here. You's a clown. How dare you give this shit to the black man? You making us bad. No more.
Okay, let me pause that. Let me speak a quick piece. Within that small portion that he just stated, to me, he sounds like he's still advocating prostitution, but within the United States. So overall, you're still advocating and campaigning prostitution, but just keep it within the United States. Go to Washington. I guarantee you, like, why are you trying to challenge a person to do something? You know, being a black man, we love to be challenged because that's just our whole male ego thing. So it's like, okay, cool. Let's just say if you were doing a prostitution thing, you know, and you got these chicks and you can get these dudes to pay them off. I know you get a cut. I'm not saying that's what you do, but me logically thinking about that, playing out the layout, that's how it'll work. So to me, he's still advocating prostitution, but within the United States in specific cities. I don't know. That's the analysis that I got. What do you guys think?
I want to say this. I run shit here. You just live here. I'm the man up in this piece. King Kong ain't got shit on me. Like, this man is yelling like he's Denzel from Training Day. Like, what is wrong with this man? Like going to Washington Heights. Like, what is this guy talking about? Like, he's talking about buying pussy and, you know, why isn't he talking about getting to know the language, getting to know women, talking about personalities and stuff? Like, he thinks that every man goes to the DR to buy pussy like he does. Like, he's projecting on, you know, on everybody. Like, right. You know, so I'm just saying, I really wish I could have a talk with this guy. I know shit.
But
I don't know what to say.
No, go ahead.
He sounds like he's talking about himself to me, because he's over there saying that a country's played out. Like, how's a country played out? It's gonna be played out to you because you do it too much. So maybe if you wasn't doing it so much, you wouldn't think it's played out. But how are you gonna say a country, is played out? And then prior to that, talk about how much times you've been there and what you've done, and use that to reflect on somebody else because you've seen a YouTube video. Like, that sounds like you talking about yourself to me.
I agree.
And it just seems like, based on, how he directed it, YouTuber, like, why, like, what is there to hate about what he's doing? He's doing shit that's positive. He's not showing people how to commit crimes or trying to get over on other people and doing this and that. All he's doing is just giving tips and sharing his experience, that's pretty much all this guy is doing. But, ask Nathaniel, he's just going to ham on him about this guy spending his dollars to have a good sexual time and whatever the case is. But let me go ahead and finish up playing it.
Wait.
Oh, yeah.
Let me see.
I gotta say something though.
Oh, go ahead.
Right, I'm gonna talk after you.
I think I lost my thought. Okay.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and see what I was saying. But
I've been a little but what I'm saying is it's like I said, it's not everybody wants to just be whoremongers. A lot of us want to have relationships. A lot of us want to have true love. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't understand. I think he was really upset. Maybe maybe some aspects he's just attacking the people specifically, but I think he shouldn't, like I say, he shouldn't bunch us as a whole. You know what I'm saying? because a lot of us, I did the Black community thing. I helped out with the kids, and I was being a mentor with the kids. I was involved in, the kids' lives and stuff like that. I was helping out, helping out the community and being involved in church and being involved with the kids and mentoring them and all that. And that shit is stressful, bro. I'd rather just have my own build, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like I was just left the country, just got tired of the stress,
Amen. Amen, brother.
So yeah, what I was saying was, honestly, I don't really like how this became a race issue because, and y'all could correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I don't know any single YouTuber who has more videos about Black guys and Dominican women than he do. Like if anybody could give me that YouTuber's name, then I'll say I'm wrong, honestly. But I don't know anyone else who talks about it more than he does. So this is just like a complete 360 from like the last couple years of content that he's been putting out, just one after the other about Black men and Dominican women. Like that's the main voice on YouTube that pushes that.
Damn. New to me. All right. Anybody else want to chime in before I play the next piece? Going once, going twice, gone. All right.
Look bad. I'm tired of keeping quiet. I've been letting my guests talk. Hey, how you doing? So tell me about this. Tell me, fuck that. I'm talking now. It's me. We ain't doing no video together, nigga. You want to do a video with me with response? What the fuck you gonna tell me, nigga? I'll take a bitch. Don't show your bitch this video. She may get turned on, nigga, because she see the real nigga talk. Fuck out of here, you corny ass nigga.
Nigga tripping.
Yeah, that was corny as fuck.
Oh my god.
Get a fucking what we do, yo? Get them a fucking legal. Get some clothes, nigga. How you making the money? Talking about living in DR's life, and every Dominican I know tell no, nigga, I ain't going back to that bitch. Something's wrong with that. That's like a nigga telling me he want to go to jail. Nice about no third world country, bitch.
I had to pause on that one. DR is like going to jail, is what he says. You let that soak in. And if there's any native Dominican that understand English, I'm not trying to start anything. I'm just playing back what he projected. Me, I do try to watch out for myself, and I do try to watch my words and what I say, but that shit was just off the wall. Going back to a certain place is like going to like hell. I don't know how people that are from there that's especially happy, exactly, and that are proud Dominicans to be there, tienen orgullo. I don't know how you guys will react to that, but for you guys that been there, James, and Alvin, do you think that people are prideful to live there and not wanting to go to the U.S. but being actually proud to be from the Dominican Republic?
To me, they proud to be where they from. They never gonna sell out. They're not. To me, a lot of Dominicans. I see a lot of Dominican flags in my apartment complex. Pretty soon, I'm gonna have an American flag, but I think that a lot of Dominicans, in reality, they really take pride of their country. I mean, really tough. They don't forget what they come from. Like, it's really they love their country. They love their country for real. Like James said, they love their own. You know what I'm saying? And it's stupid. I think he reacted on emotion. He didn't react on logic. To all this video, he just, forget this, forget that, forget this, forget that. Oh, he's just trying to be super macho, talking shit, and he just doesn't really understand how the world works and actually the reality. He just went to 2 or 3 other places just to hang out. He haven't been into the trenches. like I've been for a year. You know, this is the thing. If he lived here if he went to the DR for a month or two, he'll have a different perspective. But since he'll probably stayed in the DR maybe a week, maybe or so, and then he had to talk to several people, but he haven't experienced the full experience, the extent, of living here and seeing how they take pride. Yes, a lot of them want to live to US, and they want to have this better opportunities. Of course, anything in the US is the best country in the whole world, far as opportunity to them, which is true. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, for him to say, they lost that. That's like me saying, fuck the military, fuck this. Even though I served the military, and if I say fuck America, I don't say fuck America because it was from America. I wouldn't have have a right to have my own opportunity to go other countries. So it's just ignorant, dumb shit that he's saying, and this is like some bullshit. Like, come on, bro. Like, he has to be smart he like I said, he's reacting on emotion. He's not reacting on logic. He's not thinking of it in the perspective of seeing the whole world. He's just spectating for 2 or 3 days. Oh yeah, this is how Dominican people are, or this is how it is. He's not really researching and seeing the whole experience. He's just seen some aspects. He probably went to Sosua a couple of days. He went to maybe Santo Domingo a couple of days. He may go to Santiago for a couple of days. But he haven't lived here, or at least 2 or 3 months, to say, you know what, I lived here for this, this, and this, and I know how this is. No, he's been there for a couple of weeks. That doesn't count. So what he's saying is like null and void. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
am I talking too much?
Nah. Go ahead, James.
What I'll say is, I completely agree with everything you said. You got to live here and you got to be in the trenches to understand how things work. Because I know guys that have been coming here for years. I'm talking about 10 years, but they still don't understand certain stuff. Because when you live with a Dominican, when you're actually living with a Dominican, it's a whole different game. You get to see how they, how they move, the type of things that they like to do, how entrenched they are into their own culture, and they love their culture. When I'm back in the United States, and I meet Dominicans, I don't have problems with them. You know what I mean? But the thing is, you got to understand that they're Dominican. A Dominican is a Dominican, no matter what. And we get caught up thinking that, they got to be like us, this, and that. And that's not true. And we do that to not just Dominicans, but all other types of people. We try to brainwash people into, you got to be an American, you got to be, have things our way. But Dominicans take great pride in their culture, as they should. I mean, I remember, when I was coming here on just vacation, and I heard this guy's Dominican accent. I was like, hey, primo, I was like, where are you from? He's like, oh, I'm from the Dominican Republic. I was like, hey. And, we started talking, and we had that bond. And I was like, I'm from here, Florida, but, I go to the Dominican Republic all the time. And there was no type of animosity. And there was another girl, she had just come to the United States, was working at Subway. And I heard her accent too, and I asked her where she was from. She's like, oh, I'm from Santiago. And we started talking. I'm like, hey, I'm about to go back to the DR pretty soon. I wish I was, living in the States, and you and I could chat it up some more. But I'll definitely have fun down there for you. And she's like, oh, I'm jealous. I want to go back home. So Dominicans love their country. They like the opportunities that America gives, but just like anybody else, everybody loves to go home. This guy, I don't know what happened, why he flipped out. Jake, the scene from Training Day. I'm surgical with this bitch, Jake. I'm like, what? But I feel like in order to understand what's going on in the DR, you got to live down here. You got to speak the language, or at least attempt to speak the language and understand people instead of just coming down here saying, I'm an American with some money. I'm going to buy some pussy, from somebody, and then I'm going to go to Washington Heights and try to, I think that might be his problem. You can't go to Sosua or a tourist area, and then go to Washington Heights in New York, which is like a major Dominican area, and then expect to start treating them the same. No, you have to have experience with real Dominicans, and then when you're in their environment, you got to understand their environment. I feel like I've talked a little bit too long.
Nah, you good.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to add on before we move on? Go on. All right, here we go.
I will take your bitch. Trust me on that. If your daughter's old enough, I'll get her too. Fuck out of here, nigga. You know who you're dealing with? We can smile, we can talk, but I know you ain't no real one because you wouldn't have said that. You made a video on this, nigga. You had poverty behind you. You would have been better off making a video giving those people a couple of dollars. That's what you should have been doing in that video. Give some money out. Take some singles and give it to the kids. That would have been inspirational. You going out there in 2018 showing us what? What are you showing me? I've been there, done that. Okay, fuck it. I'm not going to act like niggas ain't fuck a couple of hoes out there in the past. Of course, but I'm not coming home bragging about that. Who the fuck brags about that? It's tricking, nigga. You're a fucking trick. You pay for pussy, you're a trick. Point.
Okay, I have to intervene on this one. Pretty much he just contradicted himself. In the beginning, he said he doesn't pay for pussy, but him going back and say, okay, yeah, I did fuck a few of them in the backyard. I'm tricking. That's the same fucking thing. You're paying for pussy directly. You're tricking.
Yeah, he was going there since before Jet Blue was going there.
Hey, and I know you go see this video, Nathaniel. Hey, we calling it how we see it. Hopefully you learn from this constructive criticism, brother.
Hey, we're not trying to attack you, Nathaniel. We're just trying to tell you the real facts, what's going on outside this country. You don't know what's going on in this country completely. You just lived in one part of the United States. You have not lived outside the country. So you cannot say all black men just want to fuck female prostitutes. Just get your facts straight. That's what we're trying to tell you. Get your facts straight and really do your diligent research. This is a disclaimer. We're not trying to troll you. We're just trying to do constructive criticism. We're not trying to be able to say, fuck you, Nathaniel. I think you're a good brother. I think we need to create dialogue. Hopefully we can come to a Google Hangout or something and we'll have some kind of mutual understanding and we have an agreement. So we can go and see, all right, cool. Is this what it is? All right, cool. We can build. All right, hey, if I'm interested of doing an interview and ask Nathaniel what we do, actually the experience of Dominican Republic. So
that'd be good.
That would be good. You know what I'm saying? If Nathaniel, you know what I'm saying? If we can do something like that, we ain't trying to attack you. We're just telling you constructive criticism. You know what I'm saying? The frustration of your response. We felt as a whole that people that goes overseas, we were really, I won't say we're offended, but we kind of really
we feel some kind of way.
We feel some kind of way. So don't get it twisted, Nathaniel. We're just trying to help and to get you to understand, to see how everything is, how the world works fully, not just 1 or 2 weeks and say, yeah, I've been here and I know how this works. No, be here at least maybe 3 to 4 or 5 months. You know what I'm saying? To see the real experience, to see how people are. Don't just stereotype Dominicans because of the United States. Make sure you look outside the United States of Dominicans and look at who they really are and see how the full experience of Dominicans, United States, that doesn't count. The real Dominicans that you want to talk about need to go to Dominican Republic and stay there for a few months.
Outside of the pay-for-play zone or the prostitution
area. Outside Sosua, outside of the tourist areas. Go where the locals are. You know what I'm saying? Go where, or at least the suburbs of the major cities, and see how they are and talk to them and communicate with them before you start stereotyping all of us that we're just whoremongers. So that's my piece. That's about it. I'm done.
Brother E, you want to go ahead and chime in, or you good?
I don't really care too much about what he said. The part that really just kind of shook me up a little bit was, did he say he was going to smash this dude's daughter?
What?
Is that what he said?
He said he would if she's old enough, I believe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think anything is that serious for him to start talking about people, kids, and all that. You know, and if he's talking about the dude who I think he is, I think his daughter passed. But let's hope it's not the same dude that he's talking about.
All right, so let me go ahead and resume it.
Blank period. That's the bottom line. Y'all see the video? Let this nigga know I got at him. Fuck it. What are you gonna do? Go out there and get some pussy? Yeah, I get on. Yeah, you fucked 20 girls, nigga. Trust me when I tell you, you gave them something. And it ain't no dick. It's money. Cause you're a funny looking ass nigga, so the average motherfucker will not fuck with you. And you know I know that. See that video. Shout out to JJ. If I'm not responding to the comments because I'm driving, see the video. What's the address?
It said the mystery machine. No. All good. I'm fucking around.
You lame ass motherfucker. Don't ever fuck with me, man. Hold on. Come inside with me real quick. I don't want to lose you.
I'm gonna let it run into the point. I'm gonna let it run into the point. It's coming up.
This is whack, man.
Living that struggle life, huh?
The police got an APB out for this nigga's van.
Where's the STR BBS replica? They said they had one in stock.
All right, hold on. Let me get back to the other point where I wanted to chime in at. Let me look at the timestamp. Hold on. Damn. Criticism. 22.
I don't understand. I think half of the stuff he said, some hood nigga or what? I don't even understand that part, but whatever. Like, don't try to. I try to understand what he's saying, but hey, you know what I'm saying? He, like I told you, he's just reacting out of emotion, not logic.
Yeah, I
True.
agree too. I'm trying to figure out what exactly he's reacting to, because I'm wondering what this dude did to get him. So
like, I understand. Like,
that'll be a next video.
Right?
Our next video.
We try to troll him. We just try to, like I said, we're just trying to do constructive criticism. Disclaimer, no troll. I think he's a very good YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? I think he makes his good YouTubes. I like his content, but still, you know, he has to really, really, like I said, and I think that I'm not saying he should owe apology. He should recognize what he says and do a response like, yeah, I recognize that, you know, other brothers are doing something else. I'm expecting that from him. Then I'll have a little more respect and a little more understanding, and okay, yeah, he recognized this. Hell, we might send the video to him, send this link to him.
Oh, of course I am, no doubt. I ain't gonna be like that and hold out on them. Like,
No,
if someone is coming at you, I feel like they should know about it, and they should be able to up and respond to it. Like, nah, I ain't about to cheap shot nobody.
No, we ain't trying, brother, Nathaniel. We're not trying to. Our intentions, we're not trying to be able to attack you. We're just trying to tell you what the real facts are, instead of this is what I'm sorry about that, Jay. I'm just trying to talk to him. We're just trying to help. We're trying to get you to understand that we it's a different experience.
Fuck that. No, I'm fucking around. I'm playing. That ain't even me.
No.
Go ahead,
I mean, but
bro.
you asked to have him on, didn't you? You invited him.
Yeah, I actually asked him twice. I invited him twice. I mean, it was the most respect as possible. You know, he kind of came at me with, you know, I feel like some girlish ass responses like, oh, fuck that. You need to have a woman on and either black or Hispanic in order for me to hop on your show. Like, bro, but your whole video would bring female. You want to bring prostitutes from the DR on the panel? Cool. We can speak to them, and they'll respond to how you spoke upon them, but you never responded back on that. So I'm like, look, bro, it's my second attempt, and I have the screenshots just in case he deletes the comments. Like, look, bro, I've done my part. I'm trying dialogue with you and my brothers in my Facebook group. You know, they feel some kind of way about it, but it's not to attack you. It's just to open up different perspectives. You know, what we've been through and what it's not based on video. That's pretty much. Now, if you want to get on some nigga shit, then yeah, we can take it there.
We haven't called him a buster.
At the end of the day,
we haven't called him a buster. We haven't called him a punk. We haven't called him on this video. We haven't called him a punk. We haven't called him a buster. We haven't called him out of his name.
You could put your
hold on, what'd you say?
I said we haven't called him a buster on this video. We haven't called him. He's a stupid ass idiot. We haven't called him
we haven't did any name calling. Like,
hey, fellas, can I jump in there?
Yeah.
James, I'm hollering at you. Remember me, man, from the grocery store?
Hey, how you doing?
All right, man.
You finally made it in, brother. What's going on? You been holding out on it.
No, man, my daughter.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. That's not me.
Yeah, I just want to make sure you remember me, James.
Yeah, man, Super Polar.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, of course I remember you.
Okay. I'm gonna let y'all finish talking. I just want to. I know.
Look, that boy James, famous boy, perfect example.
he's a legend.
all good.
Yeah, y'all go ahead. Just wanted to holler.
In the DR, he lives there.
fucking ass on a video and talk about shit like you this play. This is why so many black women are fucked up. Cause you got these they go out to yo DJ Rick, what up? Yo, listen, you got these lame that go out to the country and all of a sudden they go to there with, cause first it was Brazil, then it was the Dominican Republic in Panama. Now it's Cuba. Nigga, on a live video, walking through the Cubans was painting him like a fucking complete dick. He was out there buying pussy on Tinder. What sense? Why would you go to Cuba to buy pussy on Tinder? Because you want to fuck a Cuban woman? Come to New Jersey, nigga. There's
advocating in the U.S. for prostitution.
There's no way in the world. That shit is whack. A nigga could never come. I don't want to hear shit. Tinder. If you fuck a girl on Tinder and you don't pay for the pussy, I'll give you some credit for that. I don't like online pussy personally, but if you pay for it, you pay for pussy, you're a trick. What are you telling us, big black man? You're telling us to go out to Dominican Republic with our pension and read it. What's the point? I might as well struggle in New York City. There's over 10 billion bad motherfuckers in the United States. How is the fact that you could eliminate and say the majority of the black men are the black man need to go out here because our sisters about. Hold up, you there? Hold on. I think I just seen you, bro. Hold the fuck up. Nate wearing lipstick. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. That's my lip. Fuck out of here. My lips is pink naturally, nigga. I ain't never smoke a cigarette.
No.
I thought that dude was on here. Listen to me. Let me break this shit down. I don't think you understand, right? Damn. I don't think you understand where I'm coming from, right? What you gotta realize is this: we have a problem, and the problem is us. We are the reason why our black women are fucked up. We are the reason, nigga. They can't protect us. We gotta protect them. Why don't you go to Africa, you dumb fuck? Go to Africa, nigga. Why, you don't want to go to Haiti? You too scared? Why, they ain't fine enough over there? Why don't you cross the bridge? Walk over to Haiti, niggas, what to do. Educate us. How the fuck you gonna educate me on some shit I was doing at 17 years old? The fuck out of here.
Yo,
Whoa,
I did not know
I don't
that.
understand this nigga, son.
17, so he's been in the game since he was 17. But there you go.
And then he talking about what niggas is doing now.
This is what I have to say. And it's going to be real brief. This is what I have to say. If a lot of people don't know about the Brazilian history, Brazil has the second largest Afrocentric population next to Nigeria. Slaves, it was 4 million plus. So Brazil has an enormous big population of Afrocentric people. So when you talk about, oh, how come you don't go to Africa? Africa is in Latin America now. You have a miniature Africa, little Africa. Why venture out? Yeah, if you have your intentions to study cultures and shit like that in Africa, cool. But why travel farther when they already were brought here in our location? I'm like, okay, look, the point is they're both Afrocentric. I know he's trying to make a point where it's like, oh, she's not black enough if she's from the DR. She's not black if she's from Puerto Rico. You got to go to the deepest, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice type shit he's trying to make. Like fuck that shit. Look, if she's Afrocentric and she looks good, I'm gonna try to fuck with it. Simple as that. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that comparison? About since you're not going to the most deepest melanated area, you are not righteous.
Okay. Let me get my thoughts together for 2 seconds. I think it's he should have known. I think he said in his videos. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm tripping. But in case you didn't know that majority of Dominicans are 70% mixed with black, Spanish.
Mulattoes.
They're not mulatto. They call them mestizos. So still black.
Mm-hmm.
Like I see a lot of where I live at, I see a lot of black people just look like us in America, but they speak Spanish. So yeah. I mean, DR, Brazil, what else?
Cuba.
Those are like one of the black.
Colombia.
That's a black country.
Also have huge black populations.
Yeah, like they got black. There's a black population. It's black. You know what I'm saying? I'm still in the black race. If you think about Dominicans, Brazil, still in the black race. But I think he just want us to stay in the mentality culture. He does not want us to expand. He just he wants to dibble dabble outside the country, but he wants our mentality. He don't want us to grow and expand our territory. Besides staying in the States, he just wanted to stay here. Fight for the African American or American or whatever American woman. I just say American woman. Period. Don't matter if it's Afro or white or Latina. But he wants to stick. He wants us to have the American mentality instead of saying, "All right, cool, we can just go. Yeah, it's okay. You know, expand yourself, expand your territory. If America is not working out for you, okay, go to another country that makes you feel appreciated. You know." But he's not saying. He just and indirectly he's just saying, "Hey, y'all need to have that American mentality. Y'all need to stick to the American roots." You know what I'm saying? Which is, you know, it's ridiculous. Like, why? What are you trying to convey? You know what I'm saying? If a man's gonna mind is made up, his mind is made up. You know, don't criticize the man that wants something better than American women. Nothing against American women. I love them. But dealing with them, no, I don't want to deal with them. Because they have a different mentality in how they carry themselves. They don't have, majority of them don't have self-respect. They're talking about this slut walk bullshit. They're talking about, you know, Me Too. They don't got that bullshit in Dominican Republic. They don't got the Me Too movement. They don't got that bullshit.
It's all about culture and how it's influenced.
But that's how I feel. Like he's just like, man, he's just, like I said, he's just running off emotions. He's not running off of logic. He's not thinking straight. Maybe he felt maybe he felt a certain type of way out of emotion. Instead of using logic and say, you know what, let me analyze everything before I start getting upset and being impulsive. Let me look at the research. Let me look at that, because it's not just, you can't stereotype that one person. That's his business. That person wants to do that. Don't knock on him doing that. But that's not everybody else.
Yep. Anybody else want to chime in? Anybody want to add to that?
Yeah. Just like what the other brother's saying, I think he doesn't really understand what he's talking about, because you know, like we just said, like a lot of these countries that he's talking about have huge black populations. You know, the United States is about, if I'm not mistaken, about 12% black. Like a lot of these countries, 13%. Okay, that 1%, 13%.
Yeah.
A lot of these other countries have similar, if not larger, black populations, or like a high percentage of black population. So it's not like you go into these countries and it's just like a bunch of white people. You know what I mean? Like there's seas of black people in a lot of these other countries. Another thing, I don't know who told this dude that black people don't be going to Africa. Like I know mad brothers who go to Africa, dude. Like that's not even like something that doesn't happen that much. So this is just somebody talking about something that they don't really understand, because there's like, that's really popular. A lot of people go to Africa and visit. A lot of African Americans do that.
Very true.
You know, I know a lot of guys that go to Africa and the DR and Brazil and, you know, Colombia, because Colombia has a lot of, you know, blacks too, especially in Cartagena and Costa Rica.
Choco.
So there's blacks all over the world, you know, and somebody saying, oh man, you have to go to Africa, you know, just to get a black woman and this and that. It's like, life is short and we should be traveling all over the planet to get a whole bunch of different experiences. So whether we're in Nigeria or if we're in Argentina or if we're, you know, wherever, or if we're in China, you know, life is too short to just be stuck in one place and getting mad at brothers and then putting them and pigeonholing all of us, saying that you only go someplace just to buy pussy.
It's so stupid.
That brother, he be going in though. He's funny as shit though. Nate, I can laugh though. That's what's up though. But there's room for you to grow too though, like all of us brothers. But you can have a lot to grow.
But yo, Jay, making the case, didn't you interview a brother who was an American who lived in DR for a couple of years and then moved to Nigeria?
Who?
I think his name was damn. This was I think this was like one of the. Oh, was it Chris? Man, it's been a while to be honest with you, man.
But you know what I'm talking about.
I do remember
Nigeria when you was talking to him.
Chris. Oh yeah, I think he was a former either Navy or some type of ranking in the
He was a military
but,
consultant in Afghanistan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he's pretty happy. So, hey, he made it. You know. All right, let me go to the next part.
Going to a foreign country? Would you go into Asia? You're going to China to buy 10 girls for $1 a piece? No. You get no respect for that. I'm not respecting none of that. Because you're a lame. That is lame nigga shit. We don't need that. That is the problem. How the fuck are they going to sit there and tell me or tell anybody this is where the place to be? No, the place to be here is in the United States.
There you go,
living in Atlanta, nigga? Motherfucking woman. What's your point? How you not taking advantage of none of that? That's why we go to resorts, you bozo. Fuck out of here. We don't go to resorts. Why? Because you can't bring prostitutes on the resorts. That's why. That's a fact. You really can't do it.
You really can't.
You cannot. When you rent a villa, you can bring it. What you gonna do? Tell your wife or your girl, oh, go ahead and buy a property. Why the fuck would you go to DR to go buy a property?
I can't even lie. I had to pull it. Hey, he going in though. Hey, if he's dropping out, hey, look, I've never been to the DR. I've never been to Brazil. All these places. So I mean, he's giving a piece of his mind. But hey, I'm very unbiased, so I just had to pause on that one though. Like, if he's going in, and that's true about you can't bring prostitutes in, resorts and shit, then you got to take it for what it is. He's being honest, and that's the shit he experienced. So you do got to take it for what it is. All right, let me finish it.
Numbskull? How much money you gonna make from that, you fucking idiot? You'd be better off telling your wife, I'm going to New York to get a fucking building. If you could afford one, or if not, go to Jersey, Connecticut, rent this shit out. You know you're making $2,000 a pop off of each apartment. That would make sense. What sense would it make to get a whole bunch of cum staining motherfuckers in your spot every week that's buying pussy? You can't run a building without being there. You got to hire a management company. So what's the point of that? That's another job. So all them lies are for what? Because you're obsessed with a Hispanic woman. Now, I'd be damned the nigga tell me I'm obsessed with a motherfucking Dominican. The fuck out of here, nigga. I'm not obsessed with myself. I'm not obsessed with myself. Obsession is a strong word, my brother. Don't get me fucked up because you can't get what I can get. I could call up a bad motherfucker right now and put her online like it ain't nothing. That's easy for a brother like me. I can do that. You can't because you're a lame. You're a lame. You know when your money gets up, you're going to do what Michael Jordan did. You're going to take your ugly ass and go get you a white woman because you know she don't want to fuck with your ass when you was nobody. That's what you do. You think we don't know the difference? We know the difference. Don't point this and shit. You're a clown.
I had to pause that. What do you guys think about that piece?
So, you don't understand real estate.
What I like to, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not even.
Let me try to be appropriate as possible without offending him.
Okay.
Let me try to make it. Let me try to say it in a logical, intelligent way. He was talking about regarding, why you want to spend this, why you want to spend all the money. You can buy property in New York and some shit, But some people he doesn't realize if he had $30,000-$40,000, he can buy himself a house out here, a vacation spot. he can buy some land. So he can buy part of land by the beach if he wanted to. If he found, a nice place, $40,000 for maybe 1 acre, maybe a half an acre. Create a legacy. If you want to if he thought about it, he can buy a retirement place. Nothing wrong with that. Right by the beach. You don't even have to have a hotel. He can just have a car, drive over there, and he can just chill out. You know what I'm saying? That's nothing wrong with that. So I don't understand his train of thought. Not saying he's dumb. I think he's a smart, intelligent person. I think he does excellent videos. Gotta keep saying that. I like his videos still. But just to say that to down a person because they want to have a better life and they want to live cheaper, so they got money in their pocket, to me, it's unacceptable what he's saying. It's unacceptable. It's not logical. It's not, like I said, he's running off emotions. If he wasn't running off emotions, and if he disagreed, if he was running off emotions, if he wasn't, he wouldn't be saying that. He wouldn't say that. He would be committing that person. Okay, yeah, he's buying all he wouldn't be downing somebody. This is emotional. And that's us. That's the problem with us black people, black men, because a lot of us don't have fathers. So we react on emotion. We have that female trait. We're not females, we're men, but we run off of emotions because we react. We don't, it takes skill to not react on emotion. It takes skill to be logical. So to me, he's not being logical of what he's saying. He's just using emotions because maybe he felt offended, maybe he felt a certain type of way, which he has a right to that. But the difference is,
I think he feels like he's jealous. I mean, long story short, this brother is living his life, making YouTube videos and posting his happy experiences. Yeah. And this other brother, Nate Daniel, is trying to downgrade him for doing it. I mean, in a nutshell. I mean, come on, man.
It just makes him, it makes Nathaniel look like, no offense to you,
jealous.
I'm just keeping it real, brother. I'm not trying to down.
Stop sugarcoating, man. Like, look.
Not to try to sugarcoat it, but I'm gonna keep it real.
Listen. I hear what you're saying, brother. Look, listen. Hold on.
I'll say this.
That's some hater shit.
Now, what I'd like to say is, he was talking about, he's making it personal because he's talking about what he's gonna do, and I want to say this. He said he can get call some bad bitches up right now. If he could get bad bitches to ride in that van, I will stop. I will stop.
I'm going back to the getaway van.
I will stop what I'm doing right now. I'm serious. I will
stop
the
ski mask on and everything.
And buy.
Can I say one thing though? Look, I'm gonna let you finish. Go ahead, James. I'm gonna let you finish.
I will stop what I'm doing right now and fly to New York and study up under him if he can get bitches to ride in that van. Because the only way a bad bitch is getting in that van is if she's on a van.
You're just being an asshole right now. You're being a dick. Listen, let me say one thing before you continue. Let me just say one thing. It's really quick. For all of you out there, especially brothers, Black American men, if you guys do self-made videos, you gotta stop doing them in your fucking car. Choose a different environment. That's all I'm saying. That's all I want to add. Stop making videos inside vehicles. Like, if it's cold as fuck outside, okay, then that's an exception. But other than that, choose a different background. Choose a different environment. It makes it look a little bit more interesting. All right, go ahead, James.
Yeah. You know, he's got the Amber Alert ban. So
all right, yo,
you
just
just talking shit. Come on, leave alone, man. Leave the getaway van alone.
All right. So seriously, about the real estate, you can get some really nice places for under $50,000. You know, it's really about how you manage your money, finding a decent lawyer, and finding a decent place with good security. Because there's a lot of places with great security. Some places close to the beach, or some places, you know, in the city, you know, close to movie theaters, you know, close to malls and stuff like that. And you'll live more comfortable in the United States. In the United States, you have to shell out a lot more money to have a decent home. Here, the cost of living is a lot cheaper. So I think that's something that he should have touched on. But if you're just saying that, oh, hey, every place is a shithole, that's not true. Because if you go on Corotos right now, you can find a ton of great places that are a lot larger than U.S. houses. You just got to focus on, hey, how is the place constructed, what neighborhood it's in, and the cost. So, in all honesty, you know, I feel like he should have done a little bit more research.
Brother E, you want to add to that, or you good?
Yeah. To add to what you just said, I mean, I was thinking pretty similar to what James was saying, just from like a business standpoint. I feel like he would just, you know, that was just some emotion that came out of his mouth. Because if you're talking about someone who's investing in property in DR and you're going to tell them to go buy a building in like New York City, that's clearly two completely different levels of capital investment.
Yes,
you know
I agree.
Like those two people are so far apart from each other. Like that's not the same person. You know what I mean? So like that, like right then showed me that you wasn't really, you know, making a reasonable comparison. And second of all, if you really do real estate, saying that you have a property manager, that's not like a bad thing. That means that you handling your business. Like nobody on, you know, any sort of medium to even, you know, above that scale is actually going knocking door by door, collecting rent. Like think about that. That's not how the business actually works. Like if you have one property and like 4 tenants, then yeah, you can go ahead and do that. But if you're doing real estate, having a property manager, that's just part of the business. You know what I mean? Especially if you're doing it on a global scale, that just makes sense. You know, so I think that from a business standpoint, that would make sense to me.
True. All right, let me go ahead and finish it.
Troll clown, come to DR. I left Atlanta. You talking all smooth like you the fucking man. What? Did you tell niggas how much the pussy prices are right there? Did you tell them that the Dominican girls charge a little more now? Did you tell them?
So obviously he knows about the prostitution game, which he doesn't buy prostitutes, as he was saying. Let me resume that.
That is washed up out there. Did you tell them there's a high level of rate of fucking AIDS?
Pause.
Yeah, I'm not throwing this is a out there, but
wait a minute. I already know where it's going. I've actually looked at the statistics. I love being an American. I love being an American, but I'm very unbiased. America is the #1 country by statistics that has the highest rates of HIV and STDs. I'm just saying that is a fact. Google it. Those stats are there.
See, I don't know
the reason why I bring that up, because me living out here in Mexico, in Tijuana specifically, I get a lot of shit thrown at me. People say, "Oh, you ain't nothing but AIDS out there and prostitutes." What? These girls have to get monthly checkups out here and carry around a permission stating that they're clean. Now, not trying to throw no shit on the United States of America, but how often do you think women have checkups? Yearly, weekly, monthly, every other 10 years, every other 15 years? Who knows? I'm just saying.
What I want to say.
You want to go ahead and add, brother E? No, let brother E add in.
The only thing that I had to say was similar to what you were saying. You know, I didn't necessarily know about the country as a whole, but you talking about a dude who left Atlanta. Like, you know, no shade towards Atlanta, but I'm just saying, just judging by HIV rates, I don't really think it makes sense to tell a dude who left Atlanta that he's going to go to DR and catch AIDS. You know, that's clearly you haven't really checked the statistics that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Just saying, though. Go ahead, James.
I want to touch on that whole Atlanta thing, too. If you look online right now,
gay motherfuckers out there, hey, but they get active though. Like the dudes out there, hey, they keep that shit lit though. No offense,
no,
but I hear it's active than a motherfucker out there though.
Of course,
but it's funny how I know you want to speak, Jen. Huh? Let me just add this piece. Like, I have nothing against gays or anyone else. I'm just saying, gay motherfuckers are the almost most friendliest motherfuckers. But just, you know, watch my circle though. But you just kind of have to be cool with it though. Not trying to throw no shade out there, but the gay motherfuckers are cool to the motherfuckers. Like they have their own culture of gay people. I mean, and that's like on a global scale. Even the motherfucking trannies and gays out here in Mexico, it's like they share those same ass traits in the way they vibe with each other. But just stay up out of my circle. But everything is cool though. Just don't touch a nigga penis, but it's all good though. Go ahead, James.
What I'd like to say is this was actually on WSB TV in Atlanta. Atlanta's third world HIV epidemic isn't getting any better. The CDC says. You know, the CDC has said that the rates in Atlanta are as high as third world countries. Now, what I'd like to say is there's a lot of sisters in Atlanta that are fucking dudes that are fucking dudes. You know what I mean? You know, and you know that's very prevalent. You know, people not using protection. You know, people going after he's a clean cut guy. He makes this, and this. Not understanding that this guy likes pushing up another dudes and stuff like that. You know, not bashing particular communities, but no, seriously, not bashing a particular community because anybody can catch it. It's anybody's disease. You know, it's a human disease. But so we got to look at home first because there's a lot of different U.S. cities. You know, from Miami.
Atlanta's not even number one.
Yeah, Atlanta's not even number one. Top cities. Let me actually look at this right now with HIV.
DC.
While you're doing that, we got brother Sean in the building. You finally made it. What's going on, brother? You can open up your mic if you want.
Yeah, I finally made it. Give me a second.
All good.
I actually got the list. So number one right now is I hate this, but you've got a bunch of different cities from Jackson, Mississippi to Orlando, Florida, which is number 5. You've got Miami, Florida, New Orleans. You've got Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So you've got so many cities with a huge prevalence of people with HIV. So you really got to be careful.
Yeah. Just saying, though. Anybody else want to chime in on that? All right, moving right along.
And herpes out there. Did you tell him that, nigga? Did you tell him that? This is the only country you can be broke and not be as broke as somebody in a third world country. Did you know that? A poor man on the streets of Newark, New Jersey could be homeless on the street. He's homeless and poor as a person in DR that's living in poverty. Did you know that? He's still there. You dumb fuck. We got a troll. Hold on.
Now let me pause that. I can't agree on that, depending on or based on the context he used it in, because being homeless is pretty much a person that can't sustain himself and has no money. If you have two people in the same situation, but in two different countries, you're still stuck in the same position. Now, if that person in the United States had government assistance, then that'll be a different story. But if that homeless person had no kind of get government benefits, then he's just as poor as that other person in the other so-called third world country. That's pretty much it. You're still in the same position. Anybody want to chime in on that?
All right, I'm finally on. I just came back from DR like today, like 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago. I
Damn,
mean,
congratulations.
yeah. The guy, he's basically talking about like guys, 60 plus, play for play, and all that. So he's kind of talking about that type of people like that, the ones that are going into play for play. He's not talking about the ones that's trying to like live over there, start over. He's just talking about
Object.
the guys that go over.
Object.
But
All
I
right, let
mean,
me let me let me add this.
yeah,
Let me object on this. Well, and I don't know how much the video that you heard, but when he starts including and saying that word all, I'm included in that. Regardless of the age, if you say all, I'm included in that community that traveled outside the US. So now it's different with some blacks that's plus and whatnot. If he was a little bit more specific and didn't use the keyword all, then that would have been different. But
right.
he's kind of putting a blanket on brothers in general, like people, Peru, Puerto Rico, anywhere outside of the U.S. He's generalizing. So when a person generalizes, it's no longer an individual being spoken upon.
Right.
So
Right.
that's where I have to chime in, and a lot of other brothers can kind of feel that situation.
All right.
So,
All right. All right. I can tell y'all this
go
though.
ahead.
All right. When I go to DR, like 9 out of 10 times, the black guys that come over there, they do go for pay for play. They don't really care about the culture. They don't really care about the women. They just want to go fuck and then leave. So I mean, I can see where he's coming from, where he's going from. Guys just go over there to pay for play and all that. But I feel like that's like their choice. I don't feel like they're lame or anything like that because. All right. Let's take it his way, right? The whole dating thing. You can take a girl out, go on a date, blah blah blah. He's like, it's the same thing. You
I
fucking
gave
take
that
her out to the movie.
scenario.
It's the same thing. You're gonna spend $60, $40 on a date anyway. So it's kind of some guys
You're
prefer to
coming out
do
of
it
pocket
directly.
regardless.
You're gonna pay regardless. If it's indirectly or directly, you're gonna pay regardless. Some guys pay child support. Some guys are paying $600 a month. I know many guys doing that for some chick they got pregnant like years ago, and they paying that for 18 years. So every guy pays for sex or whatever one way or another, if it's through dates or through movies or just paying them outright. Some guys prefer to just pay girls outright because they don't have the time to get to know them, court and all that. So there are some people like that, and then there are some people who like to date and all that. But because remember I told you guys a long time ago, well, like maybe a week ago, that two of my coworkers, they went to Panama. They didn't have sex or anything like that. They just wanted to go out and have fun. But I told them, and like from my point of view, you might as well, because you're doing it anyway. You're paying. You spent so much money to go out there and didn't do anything. So it all goes from
Yep.
perspective. But if it was me, I just can't go $500 over there because I just stay home. But everybody's different. I mean, but from what the guy was saying, because I kind of listened in for like a good 20 minutes, what he was saying, I guess he's talking about some particular YouTuber. I don't know who it is exactly, and I guess that's he do the paper play thing.
I'll post it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I mean, okay. I'm back to the DR thing because I was hearing earlier on today. From my point of view, I know most people in DR, they don't want to live in DR from my experience, because I went to the thing. Because if you ever go to DR by the embassy or whatever, you see people like 200 people there a day. I mean, the ones who do stay in DR, they are well off. I think somebody said it earlier. They are doctors, lawyers, whatever. So they don't have the need to go to United States. But some people, they do come back to DR to maybe bring money into the country. So it all depends. But not everybody's poor in DR. DR have different areas. I go to DR every month, so I see this. You have some people that live better than Americans over there. So it all depends on the person in Pacific. I'm done.
Anybody want to respond to that or add on? Yes, not. Amen. Good shit, brother. All right, let me finish playing it.
Let's get him out of there. Let's get him out of there. gone. He's gone. Yeah, we got him out of there. Again, the nigger shit doesn't do nothing to me. I've been called a nigger so many times. These trolls come from there because I'm talking shit in the video. They sharing it. Share the video. Put the thumbs up. Let's like this shit. We got 75 motherfuckers in the room right now. Okay? Shout to New Level Auto, my motherfucking Keith. We talking about these lame ass black motherfuckers.
Well, let me pause it. He's not referencing anyone specifically. He's putting a broad statement on everybody. Just going back to what I just said. He could have just said, hey, I'm calling out this lame motherfucker whoop-de-whoop, instead of saying I'm calling out these, which meaning all. That's why I'm trying to back in. Right. Let's continue.
Because I'm a black motherfucker. We talking about these lame ass black son of a bitches, excuse me, that's online talking all this shit about. Well, shout out to Joe C. Shout out to Mommy Rika. That's my baby. All these clowns. Listen, let me tell you something about pussy. Y'all niggas want to fuck and get some bad chicks this summer, okay? If you're not from here, go to Atlanta this summer. If Atlanta ain't enough, go to Houston. If Houston ain't enough, go to fucking Miami. If Miami ain't enough, go to the motherfucking West Coast. If they ain't enough, go to Washington State. It's here, you dumb motherfucker. It's all here. It was fun while it lasted, but all the pretty fine motherfuckers in DR is up here and they doctors and cops. What's the point? My man married one that was poor and brought her here. Now she can't tell her shit. Fuck out of here. What's the point of me going to DR and my birthday comes and I gotta give you a gift? Are you fucking crazy?
I don't know. I have to pause that one.
Wait, hold on.
Maybe he was serious, or I don't know how it operates, but based on how he said it, it seemed like he was seeing somebody out there. But birthday, he has to give them instead of them giving him a gift.
Hold on.
Now, James, you've been out there for quite some time, so how is it like out there? Have you experienced that before, or
experienced what?
Well, you know, if it's your birthday or it's a special occasion, but you're expecting something, but then they ask you in return,
like
instead of having it to be genuine.
It depends what type of woman you're dealing with. And the same thing happens in the United States, where girls will be like, it's your birthday, and they don't give a fuck. They want you to buy something for them. So that happens in the DR, and that happens in I'll be real with that. I've got women that get me birthday gifts. I think I talked about this in the group. When I got into my motor accident, I had a girl nurse me back to health. I mean, I had the flu. Then I got into a motor accident. Somebody nursed me back to health for 3 weeks. Didn't ask me for a dime. So not all Dominican women want your money. It's just like when you're inside of these like pay for play zones, that's the problem. And he's only talking about that. I'll also go into this. So he's saying we need to go to Houston or Atlanta. Like, but if you go to those places, you're still going to get a hotel, which is probably going to be more expensive for less accommodation. I'm not even going to go there. But
you're spending the same no matter where you go. You're going to spend the same. I mean, you're going to spend the same.
You're coming out of pocket regardless.
You're coming out of pocket regardless because everything in the world costs. If I want to go to 7-Eleven and get a Slurpee, I can't get it for free. So we need to stop acting like we're not going to, spend money. I just want to say that. But but.
I mean, my experience since I go to DR so much and whatever, to me, I feel like me going to DR is just like me going to a different state. I guess cost-wise, since I work at an airport. But I'm just saying, like, the average person that maybe go to DR, that's maybe, like, they maybe go, like, once a year or once every 2 years. So he's talking about guys like that who just in the pay-for-play zone and all that. But if you deal with regular Dominicans or locals from like different countries, it's a whole different thing. Some locals don't care if you're American or not, because some people have that pride about them. But just because you're American, that don't mean you're better than me. You know, stuff it's just like that. I mean, you really
Yeah,
can't
I'd have to
everybody.
agree with you. When I go over, stay 2-3 weeks at a time. When I crunch the numbers, that's actually cheaper for me to go to the DR than just say I went to Vegas and stayed for 3 weeks. It's no comparison. And that's because I hang out with the locals and I'm not in all that touristy areas and pay for play zones. I
Oh
have
yeah. Get this. Go ahead, finish. I was gonna say something.
I have friends when I land. Let them know I'm landing, and they take very good care of me. Make sure I got everything I need, and we good. So he's just speaking from, like you say, the red light district. He hasn't ventured out and went to Cabarete or Puerto Plata and seen just more than that one little couple of blocks that the red light district is. That's what it sounds like from that guy.
Yeah, I was
What
just in the
I see.
casino like on Friday. Yo, the casinos there, like I think I went to one of them. Like over there, you can play a hand for like $3. Like whatever 100 pesos is, I think it's like $2 or whatever. You can really have like you can really do a lot of great things there for a cheaper price than you can going to Vegas, going to Atlanta, going to New York. Down there, I mean, he's just
I
talking about
definitely agree.
Because it's the economy, it's economics down there. It's how their system is built.
One thing,
It's how their economy is built.
one thing that I think that we've been brainwashed is you have to pay more to get better quality. That's just in the U.S. When you travel the world,
Yep.
there's a lot of places where you can get stuff the same quality or better for less. It's just in
Yep.
the United States, because of the cost of living and relativity, that's why we're paying a lot more. You got to take into consideration how much people make in the United States versus these other countries that jack up the price of products and goods and stuff like that. Because you can live off a lot less and live way better in the DR. Not just the DR, but a whole bunch of other countries. But, in order to really get an understanding of any country, you got to get outside of the pay for play zone. You got to stop messing with the girls that just, deal with money and stuff, because that can happen in the United States. If you go on one of these, websites or whatever, and you're meeting girls that are saying, "Hey, I need a certain amount of money for us to go out and meet up at a hotel," that's the same exact thing. So it's really the same thing. In the DR, in order to get decent women, you have to at least speak a little bit of the language and have some type of personality, and don't come with the arrogance saying that, "Oh, you're poor, you have less money than me, so I can buy you," because that's not going to work with every girl.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Amen on that. Anybody else want to chime in on that before we
Yeah,
continue?
I live in Florida, so like an average place costs like $1,000 a month on average if you want something decent. Now, my experience in DR, you can find something similar for like $300, $400. I mean, the cost of living is a lot cheaper in DR, and honestly, you can have American living like first world living conditions and standards for at least if I want to say everything with high internet, lights, hot water, all that, maybe 600, on the high end. I could be wrong, but I think around that. Now, if Santo Domingo, maybe like 800. Now, if you live in really nice community, but you can find a lot cheaper and pay a lot less in DR than you can in America, because everything is so expensive here. Food's expensive. Everything's expensive here. So, but in DR, the only thing I can say is the getting a phone and electronics is a lot more expensive over there because everything's imported from America. That's the only thing. That's the only downside about DR, I think, is just the electronics. But I was told that the price of gold is a lot cheaper in DR as well. But yeah.
I just want to add one last piece before we continue. I think that we, as a unit, we should stop thinking about having the mentality of renting. We should snap into that mentality of buying and purchasing and owning. That's the direction that I want to lead brothers in. Because me personally, I've bought property. So I personally own a property out here in Mexico. You know, so I mean, and I feel very proud of it because my family hasn't really owned anything. So I feel like I'm the first. So it just you get this joy that you own something. So nobody can tell you, oh, you just renting this, you just renting that. Nobody can take that shit from me. It's mine. So even though, just like going back to what you were saying, you know, we have American dollars, and outside of the United States, it goes far. So we should be able to invest it into assets versus, you know, just renting, because that shit can be taken from you and you're back to square one.
My downside with that is because I always think about it a lot. Because for those who don't know, I have a child in the Dominican Republic, and but what like for me is like I can only go there once a month, and it's like it's something down the road. If I could ever work remotely, I would live over there full time if possible, because half my check, that's like a month of expenses of everything. A month, even more. I can do whatever I need. Over here, shit, man, I just pay half my damn bills. I mean, like, I live comfortably in America. Don't get me wrong. I'm not living bad, but it's just in DR, I can see more of my money versus the good 60%, 70% going towards the bills. And that's most Americans here. And it's like, I try to tell people outside the country, you know, America's nice and all, but most of your money just going on bills here. Shit, most of your money gets spent on bills, if anything. So that's how that goes in America. I mean, because many foreigners, they think America is great. I mean, it's a great country. I'm not gonna lie, but most Americans work all their life and they're just paying bills all their life. Versus you take the same money and go over there. Yeah, you can live a great life over there. So,
yeah, can I add on this?
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, like I really think that it is, you know, as long as you bring that US dollar, you know, especially in the DR, like, you know, you can live comfortably. And like I said, my apartment is about $250, less than $250, $270. So, and then I just found out my light bill is like less than $40. So it's like, and it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Okay. So yeah, I'm living better. Like I got my computer on all day. I got charging my phone, everything. And it's less than I guess it's the first time being here, but probably when I get situated, it's probably gonna be less than 2,000 pesos, which is $40. I probably should get it under $20. So it's
you have
like
your own car there, or not? Okay.
Like
cool.
Whereas in the States, you know, in California, I bet it's probably gonna be $200, $300. This 3-bedroom, 2-bath. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be expensive as hell. Yes, you're gonna make more, depending on what part you live in the States. Now, you know, I don't even know because, you know, everything is getting higher. But like in Texas, you know, for example, I mean, that's one of the cheapest places to live still. But if you in California, you want in New York, I don't know why people stress out. I don't know why people so adamant about like a lot of foreigners. Oh yeah, I got to go back to America. America's a good opportunity. And it's not, because you're gonna be stressing the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it is. You make more money, but some aspects you got to stress the hell out. You got to worry about, especially a man. You got to worry about the Me Too bullshit. You got to worry about this. You got to worry about that. Same thing for women. They think, oh yeah, I'm American. I'm so glad. I'm so excited. I got more opportunities. You can do this. You can do. Once you start after 2 years, you be like, I need to go back to America. I need to go back to the DR. that should be that like that because it's very, very, very difficult to live in America. Like I said, when I was in California living there before I moved, it was hellified stressful. Like I was with a girl, she had 2 kids. And then I had to wake up in the morning, take one of the kids to go to school so he'd be on time, then drive across town to drop my ex fiance off, then go back to the house, get one of the kids to be taken care of, getting him straight, then take him to school. And did that 5 days a week. Then maybe Tuesdays and Thursdays, one of the kids get out. So I got to get the kid, pick up the kid, then drive the kid, then pick up one of the kids, then wait for the kid to to get off of school, then go pick up my ex-girlfriend around 6 o'clock. Maybe, well, if I'm off, but if I was from school, because I go to school twice a week, commuting up and down the freeway or expressway, if some people understand, freeway, expressway, up and down the highway going to school for IT. You know what I'm saying? So then it was very stressful. So like, I understand, being in the United States is a stressful thing to really, 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 really understand. I think that a lot of if foreigners got to look at the aspects of the good and the bad. Yes, the good. Yeah, I got freedom. I can do what I want to do. I can, women, oh yeah, I can get Section 8 or I can get this, but it's not cracked up to be.
Know what I think you should do?
Yeah.
I think you could write a damn good book about all of that. You got some experiences, bro.
I don't know. I think I don't have that too many experiences. I don't know. But, I always think about being a writer or something. I don't know. But, it's just, to me, I'm just always fearing there's always critics. There's always the critic. Oh, no, he didn't. I want to hear that shit.
Oh, good. So let me go ahead and finish.
My creativity would be, but I would like to be a writer.
Huh? All right, so let me finish playing. I don't mean to cut you short, brother. Let me just play this piece right quick.
No respect for that black man that got the video out talking all that dumb lame shit. You are a lame nigga. You're a fucking lame. You're a disgrace. The sad part is, how come our little Dominican guys going to the Dominican Republic buying pussy? Isn't that weird? See, I need to be where the motherfuckers that's doing it at. So if the Dominican guy goes to DR, he fucks the baddest chicks that he knows. These are girls that live in Santo Domingo, got a job, doing their shit, whatever. But they don't be in the brothels. That's the.
I have to pause that. James, I know you got to chime in on this one. James, you got the floor.
Like, man, I'm just so tired of talking about this guy because his perspective on the DR is warped. Dominican guys come back to the DR all the time. I was actually in the Corrida with a girl, and her husband is Dominican. She's Dominican, but she's from the U.S. Like, she was born in the U.S. But Dominican guys come back to the DR, fuck girls and stuff like that. But, when you just focus on the whole sex thing, you miss out on the other good aspects of the Dominican Republic because, yes, some guys come here just for the girls, but a lot of guys stay because they have a lot of friends here. They might have started a family here, or they might, real estate or the climate, because some people live in really cold areas where, hey, I prefer to be in the Dominican Republic because it's always warm. Some people like being on the beach. So when he's just talking about buy pussy, buy pussy, buy pussy, buy pussy, I mean, that kind of reflects on his past life experiences, because I see Dominican guys here or Dominican women here that come here because they love their country. I see, black guys, you have a ton of German guys, you have a ton of Italian guys and Russian guys. Everybody here has a different reason for being here. And, as you stay here a lot longer, it becomes less about the pussy and more about a way of life and being able to experience life outside of your home country and be treated a little bit differently or be able to relax in ways that you couldn't back home. So if you're just focusing on, buy, pussy, buy, I'm like, that shows that since he's been coming here since 2000, he's been buying pussy here for 18 years. I mean, that's that's shit. If you've just been doing that and you don't understand more about this country, then, it seems like he hits a wall and certain people you can't help. Because if you've only been buying pussy for 18 years and you couldn't find anything else to do, then that
valid
kind of
point made.
Yeah, if you couldn't find anything else to do in 18 years, he could have had a kid and that kid could have been in college and he would have still been buying some pussy. So I'm like, everybody comes here for different reasons. I mean, that's all I have to say because Chase,
Anybody, go ahead.
Men are always going to chase women to the end of the earth. You know what I mean? The first man on planet Earth chased a woman. The last man on planet Earth is going to chase women. Men chase women until they die. So that's not something that's going to change, unless you're one of those boys in Atlanta and you're chasing something else. But in all honesty, I say as long as you are a heterosexual man and your dick works, you're going to travel the planet. You're going to travel. My dad said this. He says, "Boy, I was your age once. I tried to knock them all down. I used to travel from city to city and titty to titty." That's what my dad told me. So that's what I'm going to tell my son. So I don't know why he's so, hung up on guys chasing women and paying and this. And I'm like, that's life. It's life. That's all I have to say.
Anybody else want to chime in on that?
Let me think. It's just
brief commentary.
Like I said, like you said, he don't buy it. Like James said, it's not everybody want to buy pussy and wants to fuck bitches all the time. We want to build for a woman. We want to create an empire. We want to have, we want to accomplish things with a woman. We want to love a woman. We want to have children with these, not just, we're going to have mixed babies. We're going to have that Dominican light-skinned baby or whatever. It's all about love in the day. If a woman loves me better here than the United States, I'm going to prefer the woman over here. You can't knock on me of my preference. This is free will in this life. It is my choice. The same thing, like just like a black woman go to a white man, I don't give a shit. As long as it's love, who cares? I understand there's a lot of black men is fucked up as a whole. But if that black woman want to be with that white man, I'm not going to criticize and you're a bed wench and you're a coon to stay out of your race. No, if that person is all about love in their day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's all about that woman loving you and you loving her the same. And it's been building, a foundation and create a legacy. The legacy doesn't have a race into that unless we make it into a race issue. But legacy is something.
Briefly, my universal. Good brother.
It's universal. Legacy is universal. It's not black legacy. It's not white legacy. You don't got nothing attached to that word, a race of a legacy. It says a legacy. So basically, that legacy, that's what we're trying to create, is a legacy. Pass our children's children, children's children's children. And if like Soul and Black, I don't know, y'all familiarized with Soul and Black, he did a video maybe a few years ago. He said us brothers need to go. He encouraged us, hey, you need to get out of the country and plant your seed somewhere else with other women that has value. I'm not planting my seed to I'm not planting my seed to American Girl. I'm not, because I know it's not majority. The chances are, not saying they can, but the chances are of the American women is it's very difficult to plant a seed and let it grow. You know what I'm saying? And create a legacy. I'm not, you know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up. You know, this has been a damn good open. Or I would say, I wish Ask Nate Daniel was here if we can address him directly, but hopefully you'll see this video and not and take it as constructive criticism. Hope you have a lot of new perspectives that we touched on. But any final thoughts you guys want to add? I want to add mine first, because I'm going to try to be brief as possible. And this is towards Nate Daniel. At the end of the day, I did watch the majority of your video, and the analysis that I got from it just seemed like you were very hurt by black men leaving the United States, going outside of their communities and looking at other options and not putting a boundary on their limitations on what they would like to do and seek other. If you want to counter-strike it, please reach out to me or whatnot, but it just seems like you've been hurt by the black men that are going out. And also, you know, the other brother you were going at, to me, he just was giving tips based on his experiences, and he's just a happy brother wherever he's at. You know, I don't believe in trying to knock down anybody's ambition to expand on their horizon. That's pretty much my conclusion that I got from it. And stop advocating prostitution in the United States, man. Like, you trying to pretty much recruit motherfuckers and keep that shit within. That's how I look at it too. Like, yes, we all know the United States is a beautiful country, but we do have issues as a country as a whole, like every other country. But we're just taking our other options and seeking different places. That's all. Don't knock the next dude for his free will. End of the day. Anybody want to add their conclusion?
I rest my case. You already said everything. What I already thought about.
I've said everything that I can say. Pretty much. For the listeners, if you're coming to the DR, try to get outside of the pay for play areas. Try to find some friends at a local university. Try to get with some of the people that live here that might be expats. Even if the people are a little bit older than you, find some of the old heads that have lived here. The guys that are in their 40s and 50s that have retired. They can probably take you under their wing and say, okay, this is what to do in the country outside of just staying in the pay for play areas. So get to know people that live here, instead of just somebody that's trying to get some money out of you in the tourist area. You got to understand, tourist areas are about making money. When you actually go to a city and meet a nice girl with a nice job that has something to do outside of watch TV and sell pussy, then your life could actually change. It's kind of like in the United States where the girls, all they do, they do the little upgrade. The girl that used to do the nails in her house, and she started doing hair. Then she started selling pussy on Backpage, and now she's in a little bullshit medical program. Don't end up with those same type of girls here in the DR. Get a girl that's established, that has a sense of values, and that knows what type of man that she wants in her life.
Now let me add just a little bit more. And since a lot of people say, "Oh, I like to uplift people," so let me uplift and shine a little bit of light on a pay for play zone. And to be honest, the pay for play zone or the prostitution area would not. Their mentality of showing you a good time those are some fun ass females. Like, honestly, a lot of those girls are a lot more fun than normal average bitches. I'm sorry, I'm calling it out. So if you guys would take it as me trying to uplift or shining light on the prostitutes, their mentality besides fucking them, just hanging out with them showing you around and seeing how it is and then flirting with you. Motherfuckers are very friendly. They're very cool, regardless if they're making money or not. There's some cool ass people, and a lot of times I wish a lot of the normal local bitches had that mentality. And I'm speaking apart from fucking and paying them, but their friendliness, their openness, their socialness is the context when I'm referring to them. They're fun as fuck. And that's why the majority of tourists go to those zones, because they're open, they're friendly, they're social, rather than fucking normal local chicks. They don't know what they want to do, and they always change shit up.
Now, I don't know about James that lives out there, but from my experience with the I'll let you finish first.
But no, that's pretty much all I had to say. So I mean, like I said, I'm very unbiased. I don't give a fuck, like as much as I'll talk about something on about the bad, I'll talk about the good. So it's not just a one-sided negative aspect I'm looking at. So yeah, people look at, oh, fucking prostitutes, they're horrible, they have no morals, they only want to fuck for money. Well, you got to look at the situations that they're in. But on the flip side, they're very friendly and fun to be around. And again, I'm referring to outside of fucking paying for money or paying with money, but they're hella cool.
Those local girls in the local girls in DR, from my personal experience, local girls in DR is no different from the American girls here. Zero difference. The only difference between the local girls in DR is most of them know how to cook. Most, like a good percentage.
And that's a tradition
from the girls here.
I agree too. I think they're real cool. Love to hang out with them. Like I was telling y'all last night, my whole thing is to get them to come cook. I don't want to fuck. I fucked last night. I got to work in the morning, whatever. And then sit down and talk and learn about their family and all of that. That's how I develop my relationship.
Amen.
It's fuck. They cool.
Amen, brother.
I be all in the hood, scared. Well, I used to be scared. Now I'm not. But I go to their apartments and hang out. They party, they smoke, they drink, and just have a good time. And they cook their ass off. For real.
That's what's up. And again, go ahead.
That's how I met James in the store. Grocery shopping with a chica at the crib cooking. I done ran out of some Goya or something. I don't know what I was picking up, but that's when I ran into James. It's just like being at home. I cook, watch basketball games, football games. I hang loose. Just clear my head. I've been going so long. It's not all about the marketing for me anymore. I got basically stationary ones. I just call up. I know what I'm gonna get, and it's easy. And they cool as hell, man.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go, brothers. Anybody else want to give a final piece?
There's so many different cities in the Dominican Republic. You've got Gaspar Hernandez, Nagua, Rio San Juan, Las Terrenas. I mean, I could go on and on. So just get out of the pay-for-play zone and get to know the language a little bit and talk to people like they're human beings. That's number one. When you start talking down to people like, oh, you're poor, this and that, and that's when you start running into trouble.
Yeah, that's what I was telling the guys last night. Just treat them like they human. I might pay a chick 2 nights, and about a third night, she just want to come chill. And
that's what's up. Like that's what's up.
Yeah, I'm paying her, but I'm not. What I do is give them a gift. Shit, 100 pesos, 300, whatever I got in my pocket. But I'm not paying them flat out by the time we get to that third day. And I get fine with them and hang out, and it's cool as hell. Can't beat it.
There you go. Anybody else before we wrap this up? Fair enough said. All right, so for all you for all you viewers out there that are listening, whatnot, again, this is just constructive criticism. These are our real experiences that we've had. Just giving you guys some insight, especially you as Nathaniel. We're not dissing, we not talking shit. Me personally, I like to fuck around. I like to laugh. So if I talk some shit, it's nothing personal to the point where I want to fight a motherfucker. That shit is just stupid. But yeah, reach out to me. We can even do a part 2 to this, you know, with you actually being in the hangout. So people can always redeem themselves, you know, when it comes to me. So it is what it is, man. California staying up to everywhere else in the United States. I ain't trying to bang on nobody or nothing like that. I ain't no gang banger. But yeah.
I'm proud of you, young brothers. Y'all keep on doing what you're doing, man. This is good stuff. If y'all can get some brothers y'all age to get on board with this.
Hey, I'm trying my best, brother. I'm trying, man. I'm trying to create a new brotherly civilization where we don't act like buffoons and we can actually have some open dialogue and slap hands at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely.
That's it. One more thing for y'all Dominican women out there. I'm trying to see what's up with y'all. Hey, I'm trying to come out there. Y'all gotta show me the ropes. And hey, I uplift the shit out of Mexico, so I will do the same for y'all, depending on how y'all treat me. That's all I gotta say. Show me the ropes. Show me a good ass time. Boom. You can be on my YouTube. All right. We outro.